going on, guys? Dave with Miracle Canine Training. Want to take a minute here and make a quick video talking about our follow me command. This is something we get asked very, very frequently about in the sense of like, how do we teach it? What is it? Is it an off-leash heel? Is it not an off-leash heel? Why do you use come for it? Tons of different questions. So I want to kind of explain a little bit, one, what it is, why we teach it, and how we go about teaching it. And then what we'll do is we'll demonstrate that command with a couple of different dogs that are at various stages in the training program. So basically what the follow me command is an extension of our recall, right? So it is nothing different than the come command. So the way that we look at come is less about the action of the dog moving towards us from a distance and more about the position of where the dog is at in relation to you. So in this case, come meaning in our bubble. So tight in that bubble, almost touching us in that specific position. So what we want is we want the dog to have a good understanding of what that target is, right? So if they have an understanding of what that target is and know that right here is where they need to be, then it shouldn't matter if they're 5 feet away, 10 feet away, 500 feet away. When we give that come command, they know exactly where they need to end, and that's how we essentially get a lot of the intensity behind the recall, right? Now, also, you hear us talk a lot about the idea of not using stay, right? So all of our commands are built-in stays, right? They're implied stays. If I tell my dog sit or down, there's never gonna be a time I tell them sit or down, but get up whenever you want to. Come is no different, which is how we shape this follow me command. So once I give the dog that come command, I expect them to maintain that position until given either a release or another command, right? So I say come, they're expected to come into my bubble and they're expected to stay in my bubble as I move around. So essentially how we teach this is we utilize our communication that we've established with our dog, right? So our ability to tell them yes in relation to or paired with food, right? So a reward, and our ability to tell them no with the remote collar here to teach a boundary or a consequence attached to a certain behavior, right? So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be demonstrating utilizing both of those communication here. I'm going to say come, I'm going to actively start walking around, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be stopping at different points, just random points, no rhyme or reason to where they are. When I stop, I expect the dog to come into my bubble. If they're a little wide, say they're a little further than that, 2-foot range or so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark with no, I'm going to give a correction on the e-collar, and then I'm going to give any sort of information or help I need in order to get that dog to be successful. So that could be encouragement, that could be leash pressure, that could be a food lure, it could be anything, it could be repeating the command. We just need to make sure that that dog is successful after we've created that boundary. If the dog is successful with it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a reward. So I'm going to mark with good, I'm going to give a food reward for that. When we're first teaching this, we do this exact same process. The only difference is we do it at pretty low levels on the e-collar, so we're just creating a very minor boundary of incorrect choice, correct choice, incorrect choice, correct choice, incorrect choice, correct choice, until the dog is actively sticking with us as we move around. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Nala out first. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving that come command, starting with my first stop, and then actively starting this follow me drill. So Nala, come. In the bubble, good. I'll mark with good for that. The down is not the criteria right now. I just want her to stick with me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start walking, and I expect that if I move to another spot, good, she sticks with me. So we're going to repeat this a couple of times. Now Nala's pretty far along in the program here, so she has a pretty good understanding of what it is that we want her to do. So I'm just going to be testing here. I'm going to be coming to stops randomly, good. Making sure I'm marking and rewarding. I'll go near things that are distracting, like bushes. No, tap, come, good. So I was able to give a correction for that there, get her to be successful, and then add in my good marker with the reinforcer after. Good. Now when we're working on this, there's no criteria of the dog staying left side, right side, behind, in front, anything. I just care that they're in the bubble. So you see very, very close, touching my foot there, knowing very well that we want her to be right here. Now as I start moving again, no matter how long I've stopped for, I'm not going to repeat, good, that come command. The only words that are going to come out of my mouth after I've given that initial command are going to be either no or good. And that's because, again, that command is a built-in stay. So after I've said it that first time, good. There should be no reason why I need to repeat that command. Good. Now a little slow to come to me there. That's something where as we progress through this, you can start correcting for if she doesn't come immediately. Good. Right now I'm going to let it slide. Now, as they do well with those short, rapid stops, what you would do is you would start to increase the distance between them, and you see this is starting to turn into a heel, right? Basically an off-leash heel here. Good. And then I can continue to test that with those stops. Good. Good. Now you can test this by speeding up a little bit, coming to stops, making sure that always ending in the target. Good. Blue, come. Good. Good. No. Come. Good. 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 No. Good. 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 Nope. Come. Good. No. Come.